even if they haven't read it, I do actually review it in like casual conversation, the books I've read, and I feel like I speak eloquently and I give a better review than I do when I do these videos. I think my brain just forgets what I'm going to say, so that's why I made a little prompt via ChatGPT, but I fed in what I wanted to say. Yeah, not lying, I did that. So the books are Artemis Fowl, I think I might have mentioned this previously, and the Flatshare. So these are two books. I think in other videos I've mentioned that I end up owning like 2 copies of so many books because I'm just disorganised, and or just by chance put these to another set that I own 2 of. I bought this one in Bristol. I went there with work just for a meeting, and I had a few hours in the afternoon, and I went just around the city. I looked at all the artwork, the Banksy art, and then I went to a nice independent bookshop. And I don't know why, but when I go to different cities or when I go on holiday, I get this like idea that I'm going to be going this like amazing bear somewhere who reads loads of books and does loads of excess. I have no idea why going to different places does this to me, but it does. So this is one of the books I bought, and also I bought Matt Haig's I can't remember the one that was like a mini biography. I can't remember, but I bought that one and this at the same time. I don't think I was a fan of Matt Haig book in the end. I might do a review at a later date, but I sometimes feel a bit bad slating autobiographies because it's their personal life, but I don't know, I think it was the way it was written. I enjoyed this though. I looked at what I gave it on Goodreads and I only gave it 3 stars. I think it started out better, and then when it got through, I think like halfway through the book, I think I just became a little bit frustrated with it. It's quite a long book. Well, it's not long, but it's long for like a light-hearted book. Yeah, so I read this maybe about half of it a while ago, and then I read it again in the summer, and I wanted to read it because I do want to read see this series that's on Tech TV, but I wanted to read it first. Yeah, so it's a book where there's 2 characters, and Leon owns a flat, and oh my god, I can't even remember the character's name now. What's her name? Oh my god, TV. Seriously, yes. She needs to find a place to live, and she's not got much money, so she ends up in this weird flat situation where they share a 1-bedroom flat. They work opposite work schedules, so they basically share a bed. And over time, they start writing notes, and they become more complex. Just general chit chat, and then become more complex. And then they sort of get into their backstory, and they become like more integrated in their like emotional things with like the family and stuff, and then they inevitably fall in love. The things that I didn't massively like is TV sort of written as like a slightly manic pixie girl, whatever the phrase is, and Leon is this very like almost stoic man, and it seems a bit weird that they fall in love over such a small amount of like writing, and then they're so like opposite sort of people, and the fact that she's just so manic massive fan of that. I didn't quite buy the chemistry. The other thing is, like, this is a bit of a spoiler, but he has a brother who's in jail, and she doesn't know anything about Leon or his brother, but she has ultimate faith that their brother's was innocent. I just feel like that was a bit far-fetched. The good thing about this book is I totally wasn't expecting this at all. The reason why she wanted to move out is because she wanted to get away from her ex, and I didn't expect that her ex was emotionally abusive, and at first there were some coincidences in the book that I thought were a bit far-fetched, but then as you go on you realise they actually weren't coincidences. He was doing some of these things on purpose, and I didn't expect that at all. Maybe some people would, but I spoke to my friend and she also didn't expect it, but she also felt the same with me, that she didn't quite buy the chemistry. So it was definitely like interested in that aspect. Yeah, so I enjoyed it, but I might potentially read one of her other books, so I will be against it. But I did look at my Goodreads and I gave it 3 stars. The other book is Artemis Fowl. I wanted to read this for a while because it's a book that boys seem to absolutely love, and it came out after I was a child really, so I missed that. But it was on like all the Goodread books, like the top 100 lists, and so I wanted to give it a read because it's like a modern fairy tale classic. I enjoyed this, but I found out there's 10 in the series, and after finishing the first one I have no desire to read any others. I did want to get to the end to see what the end of the story was, like how it was going to be resolved, and you know it was going to be resolved. But what I found really, really interesting about this book is it's a children's book, but the main character is actually a villain. He's not very nice at all. He's got no empathy. He wants to commit crimes so he can get loads of money, and that's like really unusual for a children's book. Normally they take the moral high ground. They've got really good characters, so I found that really interesting and like quite unusual. Some of the things I can tell it wasn't geared for me because there's a lot about goblins and snot and stuff that boys would like, and there's like a lot of language, like technical language about just technology and gadgets that I wasn't a massive fan of. I found that really like weirdly complex for a children's book, but I enjoyed it anyway. And ChatGPT has pointed out that this is quite plot driven, and then the other book is quite character driven, and yeah, that's probably quite true. But yeah, for a children's book, I found it quite complex, and I've given the other copy I've got to my nephew who's only 9, and I feel like he probably won't enjoy it yet, but he might enjoy it in the future when his reading standards get a little bit higher, because I feel like some of the technical